defensive line perspective, what makes Alabama's offensive line so hard to deal with?
Man, really, we just, by us just going out, giving them our best every day at practice to get them ready for the game, and also by them, making us better also. I think that just helped the offensive line a lot once we go out there and give them our best every week in and week out.
Jeff Spiegel, over to you.
You mentioned Saturday after the game how excited you were to get over there and to play them, being that's your home state and everything. And how much of it also has to do with the fact that, the way the game ended up last year and the fact that, they celebrated on your field like that. I know players are kind of downplaying the revenge thing, but even Coach Saban said yesterday that, that was definitely going to be a factor, for the players coming into this. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's motivation, but we try not to worry about that around here because, you win some, you lose some. And those guys just played good last year, and we can't worry about it last year. We got to move on from that and think about what we got to do this year so that won't happen again.
Charlie Potter, go ahead.
Hey, Phil, I just want to ask you about Chris Allen and what his play, especially of late, has meant to the defense.
Man, Chris Allen been really productive this year. He's came a long way, and I'm just proud to see him just blow up like this year, and just hopefully he can continue being great, and we can all leave behind him and do the same thing up front.
Mike Rodak, go ahead.
Yeah, what's been different in practice, the last week and in the game without having, Nick Saban there, and just how much has it changed how much you hear from Pete Golding or Freddie Roach or any of the other coaches on defense?
I mean, it's not a big difference because, Coach, even though he's not there in person, he's there on the TV. You can hear his voice when he's messing up or doing good. So, I mean, it's not a big difference, but we also got to, step up and lead the team as well as a whole team while he's not here and do our job because, it's not always by Coach. We the ones out there, banging around. So we got to step up and do our job also while he's not here.
Michael Casagrande, go ahead.
Two real quick. First one, when Saban's not there, is his voice, is it over a speaker? Can you hear him watching from home, or is that something that's relayed to someone else?
Oh no, it's just after practice. When we meet up, he just tell us good practice, and then we'll go on about the day and we'll watch it over film.
And secondly, I asked Emil about this. It seems like there's a lot of videos, social media videos of offensive linemen getting big hits, big blocks going around. How do you feel about that as a defensive lineman? Do you feel like they're finally getting their due for jobs that aren't really as well celebrated in the past?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy for those guys because most offensive linemen don't get the respect that they deserve up front. So, and they did well by putting that on film and bringing that out this year. I'm just happy for those guys, and they doing very good. We just need them to continue doing what they're doing up front so we can keep rolling with it.
James Ogletree with the next question.
Hey, Phil, you played mostly nose tackle early in your career here, if I remember correctly, and now you're showing the ability to play a little bit more defensive end and even playing a little bit on third down. How important is that versatility to your game, and how did you kind of work on that?
I think it's real good. I just always just did, been doing what's been asked of me and just being a team player first. If you want to play, it really don't matter, what coach wants you to want to put you at. You're going to go out there and do it. So, I don't mind just being a team player first. So.
Unless there are any other questions, we'll finish up with AP Stedham.
Hi, Phil. Say, Phil, what have you noticed about playing against a young quarterback? I mean, you play against the scout team sometime, but in a game you have a young freshman quarterback. How can you affect them maybe differently than an experienced quarterback?
Probably just getting pressure on them and keep them off their balance and playing fast so they can't think. Just basically just putting pressure on a young quarterback that'll help the defense and all. So.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.